quickly
Let's
looking
look at
into 2025. Now, let's look at nurturing relationships, friendship in 2025. And I think when you were talking, you made mention of the people you surround yourself with. Now, how important, because I know I usually hear a man of God say that relationship, if you have relationships, you're wealthy, right? Because it's how, and then you need to protect it because there's no amount of money you have in the bank if you don't have good relationship, you're as poor as anything. Now, how would you advise people to nurture all of this positive relationship that they have even in this year?
sorry to digress a little bit. One of these musicians said, is in Yoruba, uh, but I will translate. Life is not difficult. It's we human that makes life difficult. We know that as human, we will offend each other. We will get on each other's nerves. We will do something that the other person does not like. Instead of instead of uh, resorting to violence and don't care about the future, the relationship between y'all. You know, I was, I will encourage us to, focus more on relationship than, keeping, even if you don't, sitting body with a person anymore, but just still keep that relationship with that person because you don't know where you will need that person in the future. You know, we relationship is very money will finish, everything else will finish, but the relationship will keep. The good relationship that you keep will actually revive you, can take you back to where you're supposed to be.
So, in other
So
words, it can actually help you achieve your goals and the resolutions that are being made. Yeah.
possibility,
Okay.
yes.
So so how now nurturing and strengthening, can you the two words put them together and let's see
So
how it goes.
so the word nurturing is like, you know, as believers too,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, or was it in biology that we talk about nature and nurture? In the area of nurturing, do what you would do to yourself,
Mm.
to your neighbor. So if I cannot do, that to you, to myself, if I cannot go outside and run my leg into a tree because I know it hurts, it probably affect a lot of things, then I should not be able to do it to my neighbor.
Mm.
So whatever I can do to myself, do it to your neighbor. And if the world can see that, a lot of things we won't have war, we'll have, enemies because we will be enemies at this point. Whatever I can do to myself, I can do to you.
So even if it's a bad thing,
Who want to do a bad thing to themselves, except they are
well,
mentally derailed?
exactly. But some don't just care about people anyways. Yeah, I think
I
that's
mean,
just how some of
those are the
it.
people that don't care about relationship. They don't care
Mm-hmm.
about humans. But let's say you are a reasonable person
Sure.
and you're in your right mind. You won't want to go and pour hot water on yourself.
Definitely.
Why would I want to go pour hot water on someone else?
Mm.
If I would not eat poison, or I see a snake there, and I know I cannot sit where a snake is, why would I encourage someone else to go and sit there? So I'm just using these few examples. There are plenty of examples that we can use. Things I cannot do to my, and it varies from everyone else.
Mm.
But for me, things that I cannot do to myself, I will not do to my neighbors, my friends, my relatives, or people that I know, or human beings in general. I will not do to them, and I will keep it simple and plain.
So relationship, nurturing and strengthening relationship is also very important. Just to reiterate what he has said, it's quite important because it's going to help you achieve your goals faster. And like you said, do unto others what you want done to you. All right, so moving on. Now, perhaps people set goals and they could not achieve it. And now it's rolling over to the new year. So, how do you think people, what would you advise people to do in order to handle setbacks? Because people
So
react to things differently.
yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Um, the way I reacted to my setback this year, or how I see my setback. So I'm a person that I don't like to fail. And I know a lot of people don't like to fail. Nobody likes to fail.
Nobody.
But my setback this year, I didn't see it as a failure.
Last
I
year.
see, yeah, I see it as a, a, a
Step.
learning curve, a learning curve for me that it makes me stronger. It makes me understand that this part that I thought I need, I need to diversify this part and just make it, a little bit of tweak that I wouldn't have known if I hadn't take that step. So I wouldn't see my setback as a setback or a failure. I will see it as a learning curve, like learning, like as an experience of experience and making me wiser in the things
Mm,
that I want to do. Let's say people going into business, and you know, you're going into into this business world, and you don't know what's out there. You know, if I'm correct, statistically, 80%, I just picked that word up. Business that, a startup business fails due to many reasons. Few of them, succeed. For the first 3 or 5 years, startup businesses probably will face a lot of difficulties. So let's say you're going into a business and, you're going into you're a startup business and you're going into this business world that, you don't know how to think. Even with all your research, everything, you know, you are ready, you feel like you're comfortable, yeah, boss the market, top five. When you get there, maybe that little thing that you were not ready for can be an hindrance, but you wouldn't know at the start. It could be anything that can be a stumbling block for you. So it can be finances, it can be different kind of resources that you cannot attain, or certifications that you need to go and get, or different things that you will not know at the beginning.
mm,
And nobody will tell you. Everybody's trying to keep their things private. If you have a mentor, it'll be good. But in case you don't, what would you do? That would be a setback. And a lot of investment has gone into the business.
mm,
You get to a point that you cannot go forward or you cannot turn back. What then can you do? To me, what I did or what I realized was that I've learned a lot of experience, a lot of, I've gained a lot of experience from the old students about the business, what can make me, thrive even further, be successful, how to obtain this, how to obtain that. It opens my eyes to a lot of different things. So if I didn't try, I wouldn't know.
definitely.
So you try, and if you get to a stumbling block, if you get to a full stop, know that that full stop is a way to prep you to go even further,
Mm,
further. You will know a lot more, a lot more. So I won't see if you set a goal and you didn't achieve it this year. If you are following through with the goal, what is stopping you from achieving it? So if you realize what is stopping you from achieving your goal, you shouldn't see it as a failure. It's not a failure.
mm,
It's it becomes a failure when you quit, when you say you're not doing anymore. Like, you know, I'm done. I'm not this. that's when it becomes a failure. But once you see and you know exactly what is stopping you from progressing, there's always a solution.
Thank you so much for that. As we round up now, give us a quick advice. As many people that are watching or would eventually get to see this video, what would you advise them to do in order to, face, to stay on track and stay motivated to ensure that they achieve success, even in this new year? Is just starting.
I'm not a professional, and I would just say things that I would do in
Okay.
this year. You know, if you want, you can take it. It's just my own opinion or
Opinion.
how I see things. So I'm not, giving you a professional advice. So this is my own take, my own, suggestion to you, people that are watching this, that no matter what you want to achieve, no matter what, there's always a way out. There's always a way out. You might not realize it at the beginning. It might be when you have a problem in doing that plan that you realize the solution to it. There's always, and be honest to yourself. Be plain, write the vision, make it plain. Be plain to yourself. Be honest, integrity, be honest, and also face reality. Don't be blindsided, or don't be naive into things that you're supposed to be, to be wise about. You know, do your research, study, do your own your diligence, due diligence, do it. Make sure you are, even with that, you can still face problems. And when you face problems, it's not the end of the world. It's not. It's not. It's not the end of the world. You can re-strategize. You can re-strategize and continue with your plan.
Mm. Thank you so much. Even the best of men makes mistakes. All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate your time. It's been wonderful discussing this topic with you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah. And to you all there, thank you too for being part of the show. I'd like to leave you with something he said. He said, don't be in denial of your reality. Don't be in denial of your reality. Set goals that you know you can achieve and they are feasible, or make New Year resolutions that you can actually go with. Don't do things because others are doing it. It's a new year, a new slate. Let's keep it going and see you next time. Bye for now.